Designed to keep you sick, the truth about processed food. Tastes great, destroys everything. You see them everywhere. The shiny packages, the perfect colors, the irresistible crunch. But what if I told you that what's inside those packages isn't food at all? It's a formula designed not to nourish you, but to addict you, inflame you, and age you. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on processed food and how it's quietly destroying your body from inside out. This may be the most important health talk you hear all year. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is processed food? You have probably heard this phrase 1,000 times. Processed food is bad for you. But what does that actually mean? Let's break it down. Not all processing is bad. In fact, many whole foods we love are technically processed, just in gentle, helpful ways. Freezing blueberries, that's processing. Baking whole grain bread, that's processing. Chopping garlic, even that's processing. These methods preserve nutrients, make food safer and easier to digest. They are traditional, natural, rooted in culture. But then there's ultra-processing, and that's where things go sideways. Ultra-processed food is the stuff made in labs and factories, not kitchens and farms. It's food that's been broken down, stripped of its natural components, and rebuilt using artificial flavors, synthetic dyes, emulsifiers, and stabilizers, sugar, salt, and fats, layered for maximum pleasure. Preservatives to last months or years on a shelf. This isn't food, it's a product. Now here's the key point. Processed food doesn't just change the appearance or flavor. It changes your relationship with food. It overrides your hunger cues. It trains your brain to prefer fake over real. It confuses your body with calories that don't come with nutrients. Think about this example. A whole potato is rich in fiber, potassium, vitamin C. You feel full after one or two. But that same potato, when ultra processed into fries, then frozen, then fried again in seed oils, then dusted with artificial cheese and preservatives, it becomes a different creature. It's not just a potato anymore. It's a chemical-loaded, hyper-palatable product that lights up your brain like a slot machine. And guess what? Your body has no blueprint for handling it. This is what we are up against. Ultra-processed food is not just a minor convenience. It's an entirely different category of what we are eating. It's unrecognizable to your body, and that disconnect between what your body expects and what it receives is what creates so much of the disease and dysfunction we will talk about next. So in short, processing isn't the problem. It's how far we take it. When food becomes a science experiment instead of a nourishment, we stop eating to live and start slowly living to eat. And that's when the damage begins. So now let's talk about why it's so hard to stop eating processed food, even when we want to. Have you ever opened a bag of chips, told yourself just one handful, and then somehow it hit the bottom of the bag without even realizing it? It's not just willpower, it's not weakness, it's by design. Processed food is scientifically engineered to hijack your brain's reward system. Companies spend millions in research to find the bliss point, the magical ratio of sugar, salt, and fat that makes your brain light up with pleasure. Not too sweet, not too salty, not too fatty, just enough to bypass your logic, overwhelm your taste buds, and flip the switch that says more, more, and more. The Bliss Point strategy, it's not a flavor, it's a formula. It's not about fullness, it's about stimulation. It's not about nutrition, it's about profit. Think about it. Have you ever craved steamed broccoli the same way you crave nacho cheese Doritos? Nope. That's not an accident. That's food chemistry in action. What happens in your brain? When you eat ultra-processed food, your taste buds light up. Your brain floods with the dopamine, the same chemical released during gambling or drug use. Your brain says, "That felt good, do it again." And the cycle begins. Here is the dangerous part. Over time, your brain adapts. You need more food to get the same pleasure hit, just like addiction. Processed food rewires your hunger, but not in your favor. You stop eating because you're full. Not anymore. You eat because your dopamine wants a fix, even if your stomach's had enough. This is why a salad with chicken doesn't feel satisfying after a few weeks of ultra-processed meals. Your taste system has been numbed. Whole food tastes bland. Junk food tastes normal. Your taste buds, like your brain, have been hijacked. Now let's talk about texture. Food engineers don't just tweak taste, they design perfect crunch. Chips, crackers, snacks. Melt in your mouth texture. Think cheese puffs and candy bars. Fast breakdown, so you chew less, eat faster, and don't give your body time to say, "I am full." You're eating fast, feeling little, and craving more. It's the perfect trap. That coffee drink with caramel drizzle and whipped cream over 80 grams of sugar, that breakfast bar with a hearty health label, it's 30% sugar and corn syrup, that frozen dinner, salt, fat, and natural flavors designed to mimic a home-cooked meal minus the nutrients. You feel good for 15 minutes, then crash. And here's the scariest part. You might not even realize this cycle is happening. You just know you're tired, foggy, hungry again. So you grab the next snack and repeat. This is not your fault. It's food addiction, engineered by people who profit when your biology gets hacked. But once you see it, you can change it, and it starts with awareness. The average person is eating over 17 teaspoons of added sugar a day. That's over 60 pounds per year. But it's not just in candy, it's hiding in yogurt, pasta sauce, salad dressing. Sugar feeds inflammation, fuels insulin resistance, and stores fat, especially around your belly. Salt in its natural form is essential, but the salt in processed food is excessive and toxic in the long run. It's hidden in breads, frozen meals, canned goods, not just chips. High salt diets from processed food increases blood pressure, damages arteries, and raises your risk of heart disease and stroke. Look at the label of a typical snack. You will see words like BHT, TBHQ, artificial color red 40, monosodium glutamate. These are chemicals, not food. Some are linked to cancer, others disrupt your hormones. Many damage your gut. Would you knowingly eat petroleum-based dyes or emulsifiers that harm your microbiome? That's exactly what you're doing. Your gut is home to trillions of bacteria that control your immune system, mood, digestions, and metabolism. Processed food starves the good bacteria and feeds the bad one. This imbalance, called dysbiosis, causes bloating, fatigue, brain fog, and even autoimmune issues. Even if you count calories, processed food works against your body. Whole foods require energy to digest. Processed foods are absorbed quickly, spike blood sugar, and don't trigger fullness in the same way. People who eat ultra-processed foods naturally eat more and burn fewer calories. Let me ask you a powerful question. Could your food be aging you faster than time itself? When we think about aging, we usually picture birthdays, genetics, or maybe stress. But the truth is, a huge part of how fast you age comes down to what's on your plate. Every bite of ultra-processed food triggers a tiny fire inside your body. That fire is called oxidative stress. It's like rust forming inside your cells, just like metal rust when it's exposed to air and water. Your cells get damaged when exposed to the toxic byproducts of sugar, chemicals, and poor quality fats, all of which are found in processed food. This fire doesn't burn you on the outside, it burns you on the inside. Here's what it looks like. Your skin starts to wrinkle, your joints get stiffer, your memory starts to slip, you feel tired even after a full night of sleep. This isn't just getting older, this is diet-induced aging, and it's largely preventable. The real sugar, well, let's zoom in on one of the biggest culprits, sugar. When you eat excess sugar, especially the kind found in sodas, candies, pastries, and even healthy protein bars, your body produces something called AGEs. That's advanced glycation end products. Yes, the acronym is literally AGE, because that's what they do. Think of AGEs like tiny landmines inside your cells. They stiffen your blood vessels, they degrade your collagen and elastins, the proteins that keep your skin youthful and firm. They even contribute to plaque buildup in the brain, which researchers have linked to Alzheimer's disease. The more age in your system, the faster your organs, skins, brains, and metabolism declines. Processed foods don't just age your skin, they age your mind. Why? Because the same inflammation that stiffens your joints and clogs your arteries also inflames your brain. Studies show that people who eat high amounts of processed foods score lower on memory and focus tests, experience more brain fog, have a greater risk of cognitive decline. When your brain cells are sensitive and processed food makes them fire less efficiently, age faster, and die earlier, well, everyone ages, but some people age at 2 times or 3 times the rate, depending on what they eat. 2 people could both be 45, but one eats real whole foods, the other lives on processed snacks, frozen meals, and sugar drinks. One looks vibrant, the other looks worn down inside and out. It's not just about how old you are, it's about how fast you're aging. You can't stop the clock, but you can slow it down. Your skin, brain, and body can absolutely regenerate, but only when you stop feeding the fire. That means trading ultra-processed food for anti-inflammatory, antioxidant-rich real foods like berries, leafy greens, wild salmon, avocado, olive oil, turmeric, and green tea. Let's be honest, processed food is everywhere. It's in the vending machines, cafeterias, gas stations, grocery stores, commercials, even the so-called health aisles full of snack bars and powder dressed up with clever marketing. But here's the truth. Processed food industry may be loud, but you're still in charge. You can choose something better. And no, it doesn't require being perfect, giving up everything you love, or spending hours in the kitchen. It starts with awareness. The first step is flip the package, read the label. If there is more than 5 ingredients, if you can't pronounce them, if it sounds more like a chemistry experiment than recipe, that's a red flag. The second step is shop smarter. Grocery stores are designed to trap you in the processed middle aisle. So instead, stick to the perimeter where you will find produce, meat, eggs, dairy, and fresh options. Buy foods without labels. An apple doesn't need an ingredient list. Choose single ingredient foods as often as possible. You don't need to be gourmet chef. Start simple. Batch cook some grains. Roast a tray of veggies. Keep canned beans, hard-boiled eggs, or a jar of nut butter on hand. Start with 1 real food meal per day. Then build from there. And don't forget your drinks. Liquid calories, especially from soda, flavored coffees, and energy drinks are a major source of sugar and processed ingredients. Try water with citrus or mint, herbal teas, sparkling water with a splash of fruit juice. Every health swap gives your body less stress and more healing power. Once you have cut back on processed stuff, start adding in the good stuff. Fiber from vegetables, legumes, chia, and flax. Fragmented foods like kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, and yogurt for gut health. And healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, nuts, and seeds. Colors, the more vibrant your plate, the more antioxidant you are giving your body. Remember, this isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. If you eat 21 meals a week and 17 of them are real, whole, and clean, you are winning. If you are drinking more water and reading more labels, you are winning. Every meal is a chance to heal. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just take one small, powerful step today. Choose real food, one bite at a time. Your body will notice. Your energy will shift. Your mind will be clear. And your future self, they will thank you for it. If you have learned something today, share this video. Leave a comment about the processed food you are cutting out next. And remember, you deserve food that fuels you, not food that fights you. Let's rise above the processed trap, one bite at a time. Thank you.
Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.